Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with On Point Politics, and today I'm going to be talking about the hypothetical scenario where they pull out Joe Biden as the Democrat nominee and swap Kamala Harris in for the nomination. Make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to go ahead and drop a comment down below. And so, guys, there is a possibility this could happen. I think it's one of the reasons why they're having the debates so early is mainly because of this. And I believe that Kamala Harris would perform way worse than Joe Biden, in my personal opinion. I mean, if you look at the aggregate on RCP, Kamala Harris is down by 6.6%, and that's in a head-to-head matchup, by the way. And that swings the election 11.1% to the right. And here I'm actually projecting that the election would shift 9.6 percentage points to the right, which would be a humongous shift. This is my final estimated popular vote, kind of based off of historical polling errors. And that would actually shift the election 13.6 percentage points to the right of where it was, in 2020. So that would be a really, really bad, sign for the incumbent vice president. That would be really bad for her. The incumbent approval rating is still there. I don't think Biden would stop being the president. I think they would just swap him out, from the nomination. And that gives us the final margin in these states. And we see Donald Trump absolutely destroys Kamala Harris in this map, completely destroys her. We're going to see a landslide akin to Bill Clinton in 1992. You see Kamala Harris's approval rating at 39%. Trump is at 43%. She's extremely unpalatable to the electorate. And I definitely believe if she were to be the nominee, this would end up getting worse. I think her approval rating would go down. I think that third-party support would be even higher for Kennedy. I think that a lot of Democrats would be, basically delusioned from their nominee being swapped out last minute. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that wouldn't vote for Kamala for that reason, while Donald Trump's base would be stronger than ever. And even to an extent, Kamala Harris actually has a more direct hand in these political indictments. She was buddies with, Fani Willis, in Georgia, the judge who just basically had a guilty verdict against Trump. Essentially, his daughter, who has a law firm, Kamala Harris, is basically her buddy as well. So she technically has more of a hand in the political indictments in some instances, even than Joe Biden, which would probably hurt her even more than the incumbent president. So we're going to be filling in all the safe states based on my model. And this model basically goes off historical trends, the swings. It goes off from polling data, demographics, which would probably even end up being worse in this scenario, but I'm not going to even fill those out. We're going to just leave the demographics the same, since technically, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are from the same presidency. So, and what's quite interesting is that these are the initial safe Republican states right here, 126 electoral votes, but we're going to be adding more. Iowa, Ohio, Florida, and Texas will be safe. We can see Iowa is a 23-point victory for Donald Trump. Ohio, 24. Texas, 21.5. And Florida is a 21.1 percentage point victory for the former president. These would be huge victories in states like Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Ohio. These would be extremely massive victories in those states. But not only that, we're going to be adding even more safe states onto this map, even from last time. We're actually going to see Wisconsin join the safe Republican column. It is projected to be a 15.6 percentage point victory. The popular vote would be projected at around 11.9. Donald Trump would be getting 79 million votes. Kamala Harris would get around 62 million. That's basically what my model would be showing here. We can see that, it is looking extremely bad for the incumbent vice president, losing a state like Wisconsin by that amount. Pennsylvania would be in the safe column. North Carolina would be a 17.6 percentage point victory for Donald Trump in this scenario. And Donald Trump, with the safe states on the map, is already, guys, and Nevada is 16.2%. With the safe states, he wins the presidential election with 270 electoral votes. Without even the likely states, he is already winning the presidential election with 270 electoral college votes, which is absolutely insane. Now, For the safe Democrat states, the only safe Democrat states we have is the District of Columbia. We have Maryland, Massachusetts, and Vermont. That's literally it. And Maryland is actually close to being a likely state on the map. These are the only safe Democrat states on the entire map. Kamala Harris sitting at 27 electoral votes. Even Maine's first is not even safe as of right now, which is pretty insane. And California and Hawaii, notably, are not even in the safe Democrat column. They are under 15-point victories. For the likely Republican states, we have Michigan, Georgia, Arizona. You know, these states are massive wins. Georgia would be a 13.6 percentage point win. We'd have Arizona at a 12.9 percentage point victory. Michigan would be a 13.7 percentage point victory, slightly higher than Georgia. And not only that, Minnesota would be in this column. 8.7 percentage point victory for Trump. Nebraska's second would be a likely Republican, area. It would be 11.7. New Hampshire and New Mexico would be joining this column, which would be absolutely insane. New Mexico, 6.8 for Trump. New Hampshire, 7.7 percentage points for Trump. Absolutely insane margins. And not only that, Virginia even joins the likely Republican column in the scenario. And Maine at large is a 5.2 percentage point victory as of right now, with Maine's first being likely Democrat. So with the safe and likely Democrat states, or with the safe and likely Republican states, Donald Trump is already at his current electoral vote count against Joe Biden. And we still have a bunch of other states to fill out. If we look for lean Democrat states, we're going to see Washington is a part of that. We can see Washington's only a 3-point victory for Biden. Rhode Island is a lean margin of victory for the incumbent vice president. This state voted for Joe Biden by 20 points in the last cycle, and it is only a 4.2 percentage point victory. The state of New York would be a likely margin for Kamala. And I'd actually even argue that Trump would have a good shot at winning New York against Kamala Harris. I think the model would even be overestimating her there. California in this election would only be 11.6 percentage points. Hawaii would be an 8.6 percentage point victory in this scenario for Kamala Harris. Connecticut would be a 5.6 percentage point victory. Delaware would be 2.9%, which leaves us with Oregon, Colorado, Illinois, and New Jersey. Now, New Jersey actually goes lean Republican on the map. It actually ends up going lean Republican, and it has not voted Republican since the 1988 presidential election, with H.W. Bush won it by 13.6 percentage points. And even, for example, just looking on the map, New Hampshire hasn't gone red since 2000. Minnesota hasn't gone red since 1972. New Mexico hasn't gone red since 2004. Maine at large hasn't gone red, and we can actually see, but it has not gone red since 88. All these states, 20 plus years not going Republican, and they actually flip Republican very easily in this scenario. And we have the three final states here. Oregon in this scenario is a tilt margin for Biden and or Kamala Harris, and it is Kamala Harris's only tilt Democrat state on the entire map. Colorado and Illinois, according to my forecast, would actually flip to Donald Trump. Colorado would be a 0.5 percentage point victory for Donald Trump, and Illinois would basically be a statistical tie. If I were to actually go ahead and add the decimal, it is a 0.03 percentage point victory for Donald Trump in this hypothetical scenario. Votes 11 points to the left of the nation. Colorado votes roughly around that same margin away from the nation as well. And you can see Donald Trump puts on a masterclass performance and gets 390 electoral college votes, with Oregon, Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, Delaware, and Rhode Island being the only toss-up states on the entire map as of right now, which is absolutely insane to think that those would be the only toss-up states on the entire map. And what's quite funny is this is the second highest profile Democrat the Democrats can even run against Donald Trump. Somebody like Newsom in polling data is down to Trump like 10 points nationally in most polls, and in swing states, he's down like 20 points in Ohio, which would be even worse than Harris. He'd probably lose Ohio by almost 30 points. Like, it would be a historic defeat. You know, Gavin would probably end up losing Oregon, Washington, probably lose Delaware, Rhode Island. He'd possibly even lose New York, according to the model. Like, it would be bad. You could even see California vote under 5 in that case. Like, it would be a bad election for Gavin if he ran. I think Gavin would really not have a chance whatsoever. And so this is the Electoral College projection that I have as of right now, with Donald Trump going against Kamala Harris. Donald Trump gets 390 Electoral College votes to Kamala Harris's 148 Electoral College votes. If you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to go ahead and follow the Twitter and join the Discord server in the description down below. And I will see you guys very, very soon.